Hello, this is Pastor Troy Cunningham again this morning, and I woke up with some thoughts on my mind, and I want to share with you some of my personal experiences with covert narcissists, and I want to share with them from a perspective as a pastor, because I've dealt with these people for many years, and only, like I said in some of my previous videos, only to the last year or so did I even understand what I was dealing with when I was, having trouble with these kind of people. So I want to just give you, I've made a list out of some of the things that I've noticed. And of course, many of these things have been discussed online by other professionals. And I don't claim to be a professional, I'm just a pastor. But I will share some of my, personal experiences with these kind of people as a pastor and as a friend, because these are some of the things that I've noticed. And I'm basically talking about the covert narcissists here. Um, I seem to have a personality that draws these type to me. Um, I have a saying that I've kind of coined, and that is, these people love to hate me. And some of you INFJs will understand what I've just said there. You'll figure it out. But they love to hate us. I mean, they will bring us in with their love bombing only to turn around and absolutely despise the ground we walk on. So I want to talk about, I've got 12 things here that I want to talk about that I've noticed in the pattern as a pastor that I've dealt with in dealing with the covert narcissist. The very first thing I've noticed when these people show up into my life as a pastor and as a friend, the very first thing before anything else, I've literally had them to come to my home and start in unexpected, just show up. The first thing they'll do is tell you a really, really sad story about their life, about the abuse they've endured. Somebody treated them bad. The last church was awful. The pastor was so mean and awful, and they were so mistreated. And I know you're not going to be this way. You seem like a fine man. And then they'll begin to flatter me as a pastor and tell me how wonderful I am. I've not even known them for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden I'm the greatest thing ever. And but they always come with a sad story. I mean, a really sad one. And they will begin to play on my empathy. And I've got a lot of it. Trust me, I can dish it out. And there's nothing that makes me feel any better than to extend my love and empathy to people that are hurting. So, but that's the first thing I've noticed. And I'm not trying to discourage any of you that you really do have some sad situations. And I do too. I've got some sad stories, that I can share with you. But they don't stop there. But this is the first thing that I've noticed in the pattern. It doesn't stop there. Because I'm not against us sharing those things with each other. Even as INFJs, we have our stories to tell. And I'm telling one right now, telling you how these people have manipulated me. But they have a sad story to tell. Number two, they'll begin to slowly, over time, they begin to hog the conversation. And in other words, I've been with these kind of people, and I'll try to get in a word edgewise. I'll try to say something, and all of a sudden they'll just cut me off and jump right into the conversation and ramble on about something that had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Or it's almost like they totally ignored what I was trying to say and never even let me finish what I was going to say. And I wouldn't think, anything about that if it happened occasionally, but with these people, it happens a lot. And over again, you'll find that they won't give you the opportunity to finish your conversation or or get your thoughts out in a timely fashion. Number three, now this is a really weird one, but I've noticed this with some of them especially. They will study you while you talk to others. I've had some of these people give me the weirdest stares while I'm talking to somebody else, about their condition, or I remember going to the hospital with one of these individuals one time to visit a sick person. And the whole time I was there talking to the sick person in the hospital bed, this individual was staring at me. And I thought, what is wrong with this person? Why are they staring me up and down, And it was as if they were watching everything I said, watching my expressions, watching my face. And I really felt weird. I'll be honest with you. It really felt strange to have this person do this. So they will study you like a book. They watch your emotions, your facial expressions. And I guess they're trying to find out, what makes you tick, so they can kind of get into your psyche and mess around with it. So anyway, that's something I've noticed. It's just my personal thing, but you may not notice those things, but anyway, they'll study you while you talk to others. Number 4, they'll let you pay for everything and rarely offer. Rarely. I'm not saying they'll never offer. I've been around some that might offer one time out of 20. They'll let you pay for everything, and then, especially at the beginning, they may offer, to buy you a donut, and then you're buying them steak night after night after night, and you're spending hundreds of dollars. They spend 10 and think they've done God a service. I've been around these kind of people. They will let you pay for everything. Anyway, let's go on. And listen, I'm the kind of guy I just as soon pay for it. I mean, they know that. They know that, hey, Brother Cunningham will pay for it. He'll offer. He's got a deep pocket, I suppose. They feel like I do anyway. So they'll just rape it for all they can get out of it and just take it in. All right, number 5, they throw subtle hints. I mean, they're always, they've got a way about asking you for things or to do things without asking. I can't explain it. It's like they can get into your mind and make you want to do things for them all the time, I mean, they won't mow their grass. They won't do things for themselves. They won't take care of things at home. And, they'll make subtle hints like, yeah, my grass is really getting out of hand. I need to get out here and mow it. And that's triggering my empathy because I'm thinking, well, I got a lawnmower. I'll just bring it over here and I'll take care of it. It won't take me 10 minutes. Oh, no, you don't need to do that. Oh, I don't mind doing that. And it's things like that. It's subtle things that they throw out there. They'll draw your attention to something that needs to be done. And next thing you know, you're doing it. I'm doing it. I'm the one that's being suckered into to doing whatever the dirty work is. So these are some things I've noticed also. They'll make subtle hints. And then, number 6, they will subtly threaten you with abandonment. They have a way about making you feel like they're on the edge of leaving all the time, or that you're not interesting enough to them that, they really would like to just go on down the road and find somebody else to be their friend or their pastor or whatever. I always feel that like I'm not quite good enough to be whatever it is they're looking for, So they use that to manipulate you and to get you to kind of veer off course, to do everything they want them to do everything they want you to do, so they can get their supply met. So there's that subtle threat of abandonment. Number 7, they act unfulfilled in your relationship. It's like, whatever I do, it doesn't seem to be good enough. It's like, they're always giving me these subtle hints that, I might try to go down to the Baptist church, or I might try to go down to the Methodist church, or I might go down there to the First Assembly because, I'm just not getting to do what I want to do here. And I love you, Pastor, and I think you're great, but, I really need to do something. I need to have something going on in my life, and, I blah, blah, blah. So they give these subtle hints that, they're going to abandon you, that you're not fulfilling their needs. And then somewhere along the line, you're going to hurt their feelings. That's number 8. You will hurt their feelings. Whether you intend to do it or not, you're going to say something or do something, and it might be something that you'd have no idea you've done, but you're going to hurt them. they're going to get an injury from something you've said or done. And when they do, you're going to be the worst person in the world in their eyes. And you're not even going to realize why. You're not even going to know, what have I done to this person? They're treating me really strange. They're avoiding me. They don't talk to me. They won't answer my calls. So you're going to hurt their feelings. It's a given. I've done it. Every one of them is alike. Number 9, they will not answer their phone or text promptly. Now, they will at the beginning, but eventually over time you'll notice that, it's like, well, whenever they get around to it, fine. If they don't, fine. And sometimes they'll go for days. And you might send them a text or call them on the phone, and they won't answer. You think, what's wrong with them? And then all of a sudden, boom, they'll answer, and it's like nothing's ever happened. Nothing's wrong. I'm right here. What, did you have a problem? And they might even make up an excuse, but that leads us to the next point. They always expect you to answer your phone or your text promptly. Now, it's okay for them not to do it, but when you don't do it, they start to get really upset. I'm talking about, I've literally had these people to, because I thought, you just went 4 days and you never answered my text. So I'm going to go 4 days and see how you react. And every day, that day, my phone is going off. Pastor Troy, where are you at? Pastor Troy, what's going on? The next day, Pastor Troy, why aren't you answering my text? What's going on? What's the matter? Blah, 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 blah. Next day, it's the same thing. And then all of a sudden they get mad. You're just not a man of God. You're not this, you're not that. And if you were a man of God, you would answer your phone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Does that shoe not fit on your foot as well? I mean, you're trying to put that on me, but it's okay when you do it. I just wanted to see how you'd react. And sure enough, they reacted just like I thought they would. So they expect a lot out of you. They don't expect anything out of themselves. All right? Anyway, I'm having fun with this because this is the God's honest truth. This is the facts of life. I've dealt with this. They will begin to drag their feet and become late, especially to church. They'll become late to everything. Now, at the beginning, when they first meet you, man, they're there 30 minutes early. They can't get there fast enough. Man, church is awesome. They are there every service. And then all of a sudden, as the relationship develops with the church and with the pastor, they begin to be, drag their feet. First it's 5 minutes late, it's 10 minutes late. And they always keep you wondering, are they really even going to come today? Are they going to show up? And then boom, 30 minutes later, here they come walking through the door. Every one of them, I've known. The coverts, every one of them are this way. I've seen it. It's a pattern. So something to think about. All right, they'll become late to everything. Always keep you wondering if they're coming back. Number 11, they will never, ever, ever turn down an opportunity to speak or to be heard or to be in charge of something. I mean, as soon as you offer the opportunity, they're going to run to it like flies do to honey. I mean, buddy, they're going to jump on the bandwagon. They want to be in charge of something or somebody, and they will come running if you offer them that opportunity. So I've always noticed that. They want to be seen and they want to be heard all the time. And number 12, eventually, this is my last point, eventually they're going to disappear. They're not going to tell you why they disappeared. They're not going to tell you why they left the church. They're not going to tell you why, they're not going to say they're upset with you. They're not going to say they're upset with anybody in the church. They're just going to go poof, and they're going to be gone. And they're all the same. It starts out, you're the greatest thing. Then it slowly works its way through the devaluation stage until finally they just disappear. And then some of them, while they're disappearing, they kind of show up and drive around the block and stare at the church like they miss us or something. I've seen that. Weird behavior. If you don't like me, leave me alone. If you don't like the church, don't drive by every Sunday and see how many cars are still in the parking lot. Just leave us alone. But they don't ever leave you alone. They got to keep their eye on you. And especially if you were a good source of supply for their narcissism, they're going to come back and haunt you. And one day they'll come back and walk through the door and act like nothing ever happened and that you're still the greatest thing ever. And the day that happens, and I'm warning any of them that's left, you're in for a rude awakening. God bless you.